Who's there?
Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king.
Bernardo,
He.
you come most carefully upon your hour.
'Tis now struck 12, Francisco. Get you to bed.
For this relief, much thanks. It's better cold. Let him sit out.
Have your head quite gone?
I'm now stirring.
Well, good night. If you do meet Horatio Marcellus, the royals might watch. Bid them make haste.
I think I hear them. What ho! Who goes there?
Friends to this ground.
And liegemen to the Dane.
Give you good night.
Farewell, honest soldier. Who hath relieved you?
Bernardo hath my place. Good night.
Hola, Bernardo!
What? It's Horatio there.
A piece of it.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome to Marcellus.
What? Has this thing appeared again tonight?
I've seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us. Therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of the night, that if this apparition come again, he may approve our eyes and speak to us.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
Well, let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story when we have 2 nights sea.
Well, let Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole had made its course to illumine the part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bell then beating once.
Peace, break thee off! Look where it comes again.
In the same figure as the king is dead.
Thou art a scholar, Horatio. Speak to
Well,
us.
see not like the king, mark it.
Most like. It harrows me with fear and wonder.
Would be spoke to.
Speak to it, Horatio.
What art thou that usurpest this time of night? Together with that fair and warlike form in which the Prince of Berry Denmark did sometimes march. By heaven, I charge thee, speak!
It's offended.
See, it stalks away.
Stay! Speak! Speak, I charge thee, speak! 'Tis gone and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? Think yours.
Before my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself. 'Tis strange.
Thus twice before, and jump at this dead hour with martial stalk hath he gone by our watch.
What particular thought to work, I know not. But in the gross and scope of mine opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state.
Oh, behold, where it comes again.
Oh, cross it through it blasphemy. Stay, illusion. If thou hast any sound of use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done that may to thee do ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak. Stay. Speak. Speak. Stop it, Marcellus.
Strike with my palms.
Do it, but will not stand.
'Tis here.
'Tis here.
'Tis gone. We do it wrong in being so majestical a thing to offer it as show of violence. For it is as the air invulnerable, and our vain blows malicious mockery.
I was about to speak when the cock crew.
Then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. But look, the maud and russet mantle clad walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. Oh, break we our watch up, and by my advice let us impart what we have seen unto young Hamlet. For as I do live, this spirit dumb to us will speak to him. Do you consent that we shall inform him of it, as needful in our loves, fitting our duty?
Let's do it, I pray, and I this morning know where we shall find him most convenient.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that in us be fitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature that we with wisest sorrow think on him together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, and now our queen, the imperial jointress of this warlike state, have we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and dropping eye, with mirth in funeral and dirge in marriage, in equal scale weighing delight and dole taken to wife. Nor have we here embarred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair alone. For all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What is it, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to the Dane and lose your voice. What wouldst thou beg, Laertes, that would not be my offer, not thy asking? The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth, than is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence, though willingly I came to Denmark, to show my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess, that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again towards France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes. Time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. And now, my cousin Hamlet and my son,
A little more than kin and less than kind.
how is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thine antique colour off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy faded lid seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou know'st 'tis common. All that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam? Nay, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak of good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath, no, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected havior of the visage, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play, but I have that within which passeth show. These but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these morning duties to your father. But you must know that your father lost a father, and that father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. But to persever an obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no more nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart towards you. As for your intent in going back to school at Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you, to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee stay with us, go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply. Be as ourselves in Denmark. Madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart, in grace whereof no jocund health that Denmark drinks today, but the great cannons to the clouds shall tell. The king's roused, the heavens shall brew it again, speaking earthly thunder.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh, God. How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely that it should come to this. But 2 months dead. Nay, not so much. Not 2. So excellent a king that was to this Hyperion to a satyr, so loving to my mother that he might not beteen the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember? Why, she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month? Let me not think on frailty thy name is woman, a little month, or ere the stews were old with which she followed my poor father's body like Niobe, all tears. Why, she, even she, God, a beast that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer. Married with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. least in a month, ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married. O most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see thee well.
Horatio.
Or I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor
Oh,
servant.
sir, my good friend. I'll change that name with you. But what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus.
My lord,
I am very glad to see you. Good evening, sir. But what is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. But I had met my dearest foe in heaven wherever I had seen that day, Horatio. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man. Take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw? Who?
My lord, the king, your father.
He?
2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch in the dead waste in the middle of the night, been thus encountered. A figure, like your father, armed at point exactly cap a pay, appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by. This to me in dreadful secrecy impart they did, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch, whereas they had delivered both in time form of the thing, each word made true and good. The apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
my lord, upon the platform where we watched.
But did you not speak to it?
I did, my lord, but answer made it none. Yet once we thought it lifted up its head and did address itself to motion like as it would speak. Even then the morning cock crew loud and it shrunk in haste away and vanished from our sight.
It's very strange.
And my life, my honored lord, 'tis true. And we thought it written our duty to inform you of it.
Indeed. Indeed, sirs. But this troubles me. Hold to the watch tonight.
Aye, my lord.
Armed, you say?
Armed, my lord.
From top to toe.
From head to foot, my lord.
But then saw you not his face?
Yes, my lord, he wore his visor up.
What looked he, frowningly?
Countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
Pale or red.
Nay, very pale.
And fixed his eyes upon you.
Most constantly.
I would I had been there.
Would have much amazed you.
Very like. Very like. Stayed it long?
While one with moderate haste might tell 100.
Longer.
Longer.
Not when I saw
Oh,
it.
his beard was grizzled. No?
It was as I have seen in his life, a sable silver.
Oh, I will watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if you have hitherto concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still, and whatsoever else shall hap tonight, give it an understanding, but no tongue. I will requite your loves. So fare you well. Upon the platform, twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to your honor.
Your loves, as mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit? In arms? All is not well. I doubt some foul play. would the night were come. Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth overwhelm them to man's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit, and Convey's assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet and the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood. A violet in the youth of primy nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting. The perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more but so.
Think it no more. Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the health and safety of this whole state. Then wayward loss your honor may sustain if we took freedom to you list his songs, or your chaste treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia. Fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection out of the shot and danger of desire.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep its watchman to my heart. But good, my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Fear me not. I stay too long, but here my father comes.
Yet here there. Aboard, aboard, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are safe. There. My blessing with thee. And these few precepts in thy memory. Look, thou parent. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought to this act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. For those friends thou hast, their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatched unfledged courage. Now, beware of entrance to a quarrel. But, being in, bear it that the opponent may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. Now, neither borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. And this above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day that thou canst not be false to any man. There, my blessing. Season this in thee.
Stumbly do I take my leave, my lord.
Time invested. Go, your servants stand.
Farewell, Ophelia. And remember well what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell. What is the feeling he has said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Very well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very often late given private time to you, and you of your audience have been most free and bounteous. If it be so, I must tell you, you do not understand yourself so clearly as it behooves my daughter and your honor. What is between you two? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection. You speak as a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Mary, I will teach you. Think yourself a baby that you obtain these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or, not to crack the wind of the poor phrase running it thus, you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion.
Aye, fashion you may call it. Go to, go to.
And hath given countenance to his speech with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Aye, springes to catch woodcocks. I do know, daughter, when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul as the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both, even in their promise, as it is a making, you must not take for fire. From this time forth, be something scanter of your maiden presence. For Lord Hamlet, believe so much in him that he is young, and may with a larger tether walk than may be given you. In few, do not believe his vows. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth have you so slander any moment's leisure as give words or talk to the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
Shall obey, my lord.
The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold.
It's a nipping in and eager air.
What hour now?
I think it lacks 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed, I heard it not. It then draws near the season in which the spirit held us wont to walk. What does this mean, my lord?
The king doth wake tonight and takes his rouse, keeps wassail, and the swaggering upspring reels. And as he drains his draught sovereignish down, the kettle drum and trumpet thus bray out the triumph of his pledge.
Is it a custom?
Aye, marry is't. But to my mind, though I am native here and to the manor born, it is a custom more honored in the breach than the observance. So oft it chances, in particular men, that for some vicious mole of nature in them, as in their birth, by their overgrowth of some complexion, oft breaking down the pales and forts of reason, that these men, carrying, I say, the stamp of one defect, their virtues else be they as pure as grace, shall in the general censure take corruption from that.
Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring with thee airs from heaven or blast from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet. King, father, will deign answer me.
Beckons you to go away with it.
It waves you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it.
Do not, my lord.
Well, it will not speak, then I will fight
Do
with
not go, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life at a pin's fee. And as for my soul, what can it do to that being a thing immortal as itself? It waves me forth again. I'll follow it.
What if it tempts you toward the flood, my lord? Or to the dreadful summit of a cliff, and there assume some other horrible form which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it.
It was me still. Go on. I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord.
Gentlemen,
Not go.
my faith cries out. Still, I am called on hand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that left me. I say away. Go on. I'll follow thee.
You wax desperate with imagination.
Is thou thus to obey him?
I've after. To what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Nay, let us follow.
Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak. I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the days confined to fast and fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away.
Alas, poor ghost.
List, oh list, if ever thou didst thy dear father love,
Oh God.
revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder.
Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
Now Hamlet here, 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me. So is the whole ear of Denmark by a forged process rankly abused. But know thou, noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul. My uncle.
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterate beast with traitorous gifts, won to his shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there! from me whose love was of that dignity that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine. But soft, methinks I scent the morning air. Brief let me be. Sleeping in my orchard upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole with cursed Erbina in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, which holds such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body. Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, horrible, most horrible. If thou hast any nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal throne of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursues this act, taint not thy mind, and let not thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and the thorns that within her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the matin to be near, and begins to pale his ineffectual fire. Adieu, Hamlet. Remember me.
Oh, all you host of heaven. Oh, earth. What else? And shall I couple hell? Oh, fine, hold my heart. And you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee, aye, thou poor ghost, whilst memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee, yea, from the table of my memory I'll wipe away all trivial fond records that youth and observation have copied there, and thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, by heaven, oh, most pernicious woman, oh, villain, smiling, damned villain, so uncle, there you are. And now to my word. It is adieu, adieu, Hamlet. Remember me. I have sworn it.
My lord! My
Lord
lord!
Hamlet!
Heaven secure him.
So
How
be
is
it.
it, my noble lord?
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful!
Good, my lord, tell it.
No, you will reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor I, my lord.
Well, how say you then would heart of man once think it, but you'll be secret?
Aye, by heaven, my lord.
I, my lord.
Well, there's never a villain dwelling in all of Denmark, but he's an arrant knave.
There needs no ghost come from the grave to tell us this.
Why, right. You are in the right. And so, without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. You, as your business and desire shall point you, and for my poor part, look you, I will go pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I am sorry they offend you. Heartily. Yes, faith, heartily.
There's no offense, my lord.
Yes, by St. Patrick, but there is, Horatio, and much offense too. Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost. That let me tell you. For your desire to know what is between us, overmastered as you may, and now, good friends, as you are friends, scholars and soldiers, give me one poor request.
What is it, my lord? We will.
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
Not I, my lord. By
Nor
heaven.
I, my lord, in faith.
Nay, but swear it.
We have already sworn, my lord.
Upon my sword.
We've already sworn.
Indeed, upon my sword, indeed. Ah, cast up there, boy. Ah, true pity. Oh, come on, you hear this fellow in the cellarage. Consent to swear.
Oppose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my sword. Hic et ubique. Then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen, and lay your hands again upon my sword. Swear by my sword never to speak of this that you have heard. Oh, well said, old mole. Canst work in the earth so fast. A worthy pioneer. Once more, remove good friends.
Oh, day and night, this is wondrous strange.
And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. Oh, there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that can be dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, here, as before, never so help you mercy, how strange or odd some'er I may bear myself, as I, perchance hereafter, shall think meet to put an antic disposition on, that you, at such time seeing me, never shall, with arms encumbered thus, or with this head shake, or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrase, or such ambiguous giving out the note that you know aught of me, this do swear. So grace and mercy at your most need help you. Rest. Rest, perturbed spirit. And so, gentlemen, with all my love, I do commend me to you. And what so poor a man as Hamlet is may do to express his love and friending to you, God willing, shall not lack. Let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Nay, let's go in together.
Give him this money and these notes, Ronaldo. I will, my lord. And you should marvel at wisely, good Ronaldo, before you visit him, to make inquire of his behavior.
My lord, I did intend it.
Very well said. Very well said. Now, inquire me first what dancers are in Paris, what company they keep, and finding that they know my son, take you, as it were, a distant knowledge of him. As such, I know his father and his friends, and in part him, you may say, but not well. But if it be he I mean, he's wanton, wild, addicted so-and-so, and there put on him what forgeries you please, very not so rank as would dishonor him, take heed of that, but such wanton, wild, and unusual slips, as our companions noted and most known to youth and liberty.
There's gaming, my lord.
Aye, or drinking, fencing, swearing, quarreling, drabbing. You may go so far.
My lord, that would dishonor you.
Faith, no, as you may season it in the charge. Breathe his faults so quaintly that they may seem the taints of liberty.
But my lord.
Wherefore should you do this? Marry, sir, here's my drift. Your party in converse, him you would sound, he closes with you in this consequence. I know the gentleman. I saw him yesterday, or the other day. And there was he gaming, or took in his rouse, or perchance I saw him enter such a house of sale, viz. A brothel, or so forth. See you now, by this bait of falsehood, take this carp of truth, and thus do we of wisdom and of reach, by indirections find directions after. You have me, have you not?
I have, my lord.
God be with you. Very well.
Good, my lord.
And observe his inclination in yourself.
I shall, my lord.
And let him ply his music.
Well, my lord.
How now, Ophelia, what is the matter?
My lord, I've been so affrighted.
With what? In the name of God?
Lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and purport as if he had been loosed out of hell. To speak of horrors, he comes before me.
That for thy love.
Lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard, then goes he to the length of all his arm. And with his other hand thus o'er his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go. And with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out of doors he went without their helps, and to the last vented their light on me.
Come, go with me. I will go to the king. This is the very ecstasy of love. Ah. What, have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord. But as you did command, I did repel his letters and deny his access to me.
That hath made him mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not courted him. I feared he did but trifle and meant to rack thee. Beshrew my jealousy. Go we to the king. This must be known. Come.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, that we much did long to see you, the need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something you have heard of Hamlet's transformation, as so call it, sith the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. What it is, more than his father's death, puts him so far from the understanding of himself, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both, that being of so young days brought up with him, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time, and by your companies to draw him on to pleasures, and gather as he is behaved, whether aught to us unknown affliction thus that open lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talked of you, and sure I am to men there is not living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill as to have spent your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bent. So lay our service freely at your feet, to be commended.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go, some of you, and bring these gentlemen where Hamlet is.
Heavens make our presence and practices pleasant.
Aye, amen.
My good lord, I assure my good liege I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious king. And I do think, or else this brain of mine must not the trail of policy so sure as it once had used to, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that. That I do long to hear. He tells me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the head and source of all your son's distemper.
I doubt it is no other than the main his father's death and our hasty marriage.
We shall see.
My liege and madam, to expostulate what duty is, what majesty should be, why day is day, night, night, and time, time, well, we're nothing but to waste day, night, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad, I call it for to define true madness. What is but to be nothing else but mad? But let that go.
A more matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. Well, that he's mad, 'tis true, and 'tis true, 'tis pity. A pity 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell, I will use no art. Now, mad let us grant him then, and thus remains that we find out the cause of this effect. Or rather say, the cause of this defect, for this effect, defective, comes by cause. But thus it remains, and the remainder thus. Perpend, I have a daughter, or have while she is mine, who, in her duty and obedience marked, hath given me this. Now gather and surmise.
To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia.
It's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. But you shall hear, thus.
In her excellent white bosom,
Came this from Hamlet to her.
Good madam, stay a while. I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt thou the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers, I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best, O most best. Believe it. Adieu. Thine evermore, most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him Hamlet. Thus, in her obedience marketh, hath my daughter given me this, but, more above, hath his solicitings, as they fell out by time, by means, and place, all given to mine ear.
But how hath she received his love?
What might you think of me?
As of a man, faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so. But what might you think of me, if, when I had seen this hot love on the wing, I had looked upon it with idle sight? What might you think then? Well, no, I went round to work, and thus my young mistress I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet's prince, out of thy star, this must not be. And then I prescripts gave her, that she should lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, which done, and the fruit of my advice she reaped. Lord Hamlet repelled a short tale to make, really. He fell into sadness, then to a fast, thence to a lightness, thence to weakness, and by this declension into the very madness wherein he now raves, and we all mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be. Very not.
Well, have there ever been a time, I would fain know that, when I have positively said 'tis so, when it is proved otherwise?
Not that I know.
Well, then take this from this, if this proves otherwise.
How may we try it further?
Well, you know, sometimes he walks 4 hours to get to here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter on him. Be you and I behind the arras then. Mark the encounter. If he love her not, and his reason not fallen thereon, well, let me be no assistant for a state, but keep a farm and carters.
We shall try it.
But look, where Sally the poor wretch comes reading.
Away, I do beseech you both, away. I'll board him presently, still. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God a mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Oh, excellent. Well, you are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Well, then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir, to be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
Well, that's very true, my lord.
Or if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being a god-kissing carrion. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but 'tis your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
How say you that? Still harping on my daughter. Yet he knew me not at first. He thought I was a fishmonger. He is far gone. And truly, in my youth I suffered much extremity for love. Very near to this. I will speak with him again. What is it you read, my lord?
Words. Words?
Well, what is the matter, my lord?
Oh, between who?
I mean the matter you read, my lord.
Oh, slanders, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purge thick black amber and plum tree gum, that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with, most weak hams. All the which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently do believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For you, sir, shall grow as old as I am, if like a crab you could go backward.
Now this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave?
Indeed, that's out of the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are. A happiness that very often madness hits on, but which reason and sanity could not be so prosperously delivered of. I will take my leave of him, and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between him and my daughter. My lord, I take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything that I will more willingly part with all. Except my life. Except my life. Oh, except my life!
Fare you well, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
Go to seek the Lord Hamlet. There he is.
God save you, sir. My honored lord.
My most dear lord.
Oh, my excellent good friends. Guildenstern, Rosencrantz. Good lads, how do you both?
As the indifferent children of the earth. Happy that we're not over happy. Unfortunate skep, we're not the very bottom.
Nor the soles of her shoe?
Neither, my lord.
Well, then you live about her waist, then, or in the middle of her favors.
Faith, her private suite.
In the secret parts of fortune. Oh, most true, she is a strumpet. What news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Well, then is doomsday near, but your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she hath sent you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord?
Denmark's a prison.
It is the world's one.
A goodly one, in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
You think not so, my lord?
Why then 'tis none to you, for there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me it is a prison.
Why, then your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
Oh God, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
Which dreams indeed are ambition. For the very substance of the ambitious is merely the shadow of a dream.
A dream itself is but a shadow.
Truly, and I hold ambition of so airy and light a quality that it is but a shadow.
Then are our beggars' bodies and our outstretched heroes and beggars' monarchs are beggars' Shall we to the court? For by my faith I cannot reason.
We'll wait upon you.
No such matter. I will not sort you with the rest of my servants, for to speak to you like an honest man, I am most dreadfully attended. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am even poor in thanks, but I thank you. And sure, dear friends, my thanks are too dear a halfpenny, but were you not sent for? Is it of your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me, Come, nay, speak!
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for, and there is a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
What end, my lord?
That you must teach me. But let me conjure you by the rights of our fellowship, by the consonancy of our youth, by the obligation of our ever-preserved love, and by what more dear a better proposer may charge you withal. Be even and direct with me, whether you were sent for or no.
Let's see you.
Nay, and I have an eye of you, if you love me. Hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery, and your secrecy to the king and queen moult no feather. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercise, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave overhanging firmament, this majestical roof, fretted with gold and fire, why, it appeareth no other thing to me but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is a man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you would seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Then why did you smile when I said man delights not me?
To think, my lord, if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you. We called to them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
Oh, he that plays the king shall be welcome. His majesty shall have tribute of me. What players are they?
Even those you were wont to see such delight in, the tragedians of the city.
Well, do they hold the same estimation they did when I was in the city? Are they not so followed?
No, indeed are they not.
Oh, well, it is not very strange, for my uncle is king of Denmark, and those that would make mouths at him while my father lived now give 20, 40, 50, 100 ducats apiece for his picture in little. Oh, Splud, there is something in this more than natural philosophy to find it out.
There are the players.
Oh, come, gentlemen, your hands. You are welcome to Elsinore, but my uncle father and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
Oh, I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
I'll be with you, gentlemen.
Oh, hark you, Guildenstern, and you two. At each ear a hearer, That great baby you see before you is not yet out of his swaddling clouds.
Happily he is the second time come to them, for they say an old man is twice a child.
I will prophesy. He comes to tell me of the players. Mark it. You say aright, sir. It was a Monday morning. 'Twas then.
My lord,
indeed.
I have news to tell you.
Oh, my lord, I have news to tell you. When Roscius was an actor in Rome.
The actors are come hither, my lord.
Buzz!
Upon my honor.
Then came each actor on his ass.
The best actors in the world, either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral, historical, comical, historical, pastoral, tragical, comical, historical, pastoral, scene indivisible, or poem unlimited. For the law of writ and the liberty, these are the only men.
Oh, Jephthah, judge of Israel, what a treasure hadst thou!
What a treasure had he, my lord?
My fond fair daughter, and no more, the which he loved passing well.
I have a daughter, my lord.
Oh, nay, that follows not.
If you call me Jephthah, my lord, I have a daughter I love passing well.
No, as by lot, God, what? And then, you know, it came to pass, most like it was, the first row of the pious chanson will show you more. Oh, for look, where my abridgment comes. You are welcome, masters. Welcome all. Oh, I'm glad to see thee well. Come, we'll have a speech straight. Come, give us a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
What speech, my good lord?
Oh, I heard thee speak me a speech once. 'Twas Aeneas's tale to Dido, and thereabout of it, especially when he speaks of Priam's slaughter. If it live in your memory, begin at this line. Let me see. The rugged Pyrrhus. He whose sable arms, black as his purpose, with eyes like carbuncles, the hellish Pyrrhus, old grandsire Priam seeks. So proceed you.
Well spoken, my lord, with good accent and good discretion.
Anon he finds him, striking too short at Greeks. His antique sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls, repugnant to command. Unequal matched, Pyrrhus at Priam drives, enraged strikes wide. But with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, he unnerved farther falls. So as a painted tyrant Pyrrhus stood, and like a neutral to his will and matter, did nothing. But, as we often see against some storm, a silence in the heavens. The rack stands still, the bold wind speechless, and the all below is hush as death. Anon the dreadful thunder doth rend the region. So after Pyrrhus' pause, aroused vengeance sets him new a work, and Pyrrhus' bleeding sword now falls on Priam. Out, out, thou strumpet fortune!
This is too long.
It shall to the barbers with your beard. Prithee, say on. He's for a jig or a tale of bawdry, or he sleeps. Say on. Come to Hecuba.
But who, our woe, had seen the mobled queen?
Oh, the mobled queen.
That's good. The mobled queen is good.
Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames with bis and rune. A clout upon that head, where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and all o'erteemed loins, a blanket in the alarm of fear caught up. Who this had seen with tongue in venom steeped, 'gainst fortune's state would treason have pronounced. But if the gods themselves did see her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport in mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamor that she made, unless things mortal move them not at all, would have made milk to the burning eyes of heaven, passion in the gods.
Look where he's now turned his color and has tears in his eyes. Prithee, no more.
'Tis well. I'll have thee speak out the rest of this soon. My lord, will you see the players well bestowed? Do you hear? Let them be well used, for they are the abstract and brief chronicles of the time. After your death, you were better have a bad epitaph than their ill report while you live.
My lord, I will use them according to their desert.
God's bodkin man much better. Use every man after his own desert, and who shall scape whipping? Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the more merit is in your bounty. Take them in.
Sirs,
Follow him, sirs. We'll hear a play tomorrow. Oh, dost thou hear me, old friend? Can you play the murder of Gonzaga?
Aye, my lord.
Oh, we'll have to. You could, for a need, study a speech of some 12 or 16 lines, which I would set down and insert in. Could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Oh, very well. So follow that lord, and look you, mock him not. My friends, I will leave you till night. You are welcome to Elsinore.
Good, my lord.
Aye, so goodbye to you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit, that from her working all his visage wan, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his own conceit. And all for nothing. For Hecuba. What's Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? He would drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty and appall the free, confound the ignorant and amaze indeed the very faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, peak like Jonna dreams, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me this? Who calls me villain? Breaks my pate across, plucks off my beard, and blows it in my face, gives me the lie in the throat, as deep to the lungs. Who does me this wound? I should take it, for it cannot be but I am pigeon-livered, or lack gall to make oppression bitter, or ere this I should have fatted all the region kites with that slave's awful bloody body villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain, oh vengeance! Why, what an ass am I? This is most brave that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack my heart with words, and fall a-cursing like a very drab, a scullion, fiont, foe, about my reign. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have been struck so to the soul by the very cunning of the scene that they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organs. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks, I'll tint him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit I have seen may be of the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape, yea, and perhaps out of my melancholy and my weakness, as he is very potent with such spirits. muses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Can you by no drift of conference get from him why he puts on this confusion, rating so harshly all his days of quiet with dangerous and turbulent lunacy?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
Where do we find him forward to be sounded? Because the crafty madness keeps aloof when we would bring him out to some confession of his true state.
Did you essay him to any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players were o'erwrought on the way. Of these we told him, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it. Well, they are here about the court, and as I think they have already ordered this knight to play before him.
'Tis most true, and he beseech me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart. And it doth much content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge, and drive his purpose into these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, give us to. For we have closely sent the Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may hear affront Ophelia. My father and I lawful aspire to so bestow ourselves, that seeing unseen we may of their encounter frankly judge, and gather from him as he has behaved, if it be the affliction of his love, or no, that thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. So shall I hope your virtue will bring him to his wonted way again, to both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, and so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Now, look you read on this book that such an exercise may color your loneliness. I hear him coming. Withdraw, my lord.
To be or not to be. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die is to sleep, no more, and by asleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance, to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life, for who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the falls delayed, the insolence of office, or the spurs that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death. The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus, the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment, with this regard, their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Soft you now. The fair Ophelia. Nymph, in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well. Well? Well?
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have long longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you knew quite well you did. And with them words of so sweet breath composed as made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again, for to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor, when givers prove unkind. Farewell.
Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and you be fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, hold better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. For the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd than the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. This was sometime a paradox. Now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord. You made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. For virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, and yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imaginations to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do, crawling between earth and heaven? We are arrant knaves all. Leave none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery.
home, my lord?
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Help me, sweet heaven.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Go thy ways to a nunnery, farewell. Or if thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, go.
Power is restored.
I have heard of your paintings too. Well enough. God hath given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble, and you lisp, and you nickname God's creatures, and you make your wants, and this your ignorance. Go to. Have no more on it. It hath made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go!
What a noble mind is here overthrown. The courtier, soldier, and scholar, eye, tongue, and soul. The expectancy and rose of this fair state. Class of fashion and the mold of form, the observed of all observers. Quite deaf. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that did suck the honey of his music'd vows. Now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of time and harsh. That unmatched form and stature of blown youth blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen. And see what I see.
Love, his affections did not that way tend. No, what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There's something in his soul, though, which is melancholy, sits on brood. And I do doubt the hatch and disclose will be some danger. Which for to prevent, I have in quick determination thus set it down. He shall with speed to England. Haply the seas and countries different with variable objects shall expel this something settled matter in his heart, whereon his brain still beating puts him thus from fashion of himself. What think you on it?
It shall do well. But yet do I believe the origin and commencement of this grief hath sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all. My lord, do as you please. But if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their confidence. If she find him not, to England send him, or confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not unwatched go.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. For if you mouth it, as many of our players do, I would as lief the town crier spoke my lines. Nor do not saw the air too much with your hand thus, but use all gently. For in the very torrent, tempest, and may I say whirlwind of your passion, You must acquire and beget a temperance that may give its smoothness. Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a robustious, periwigged page's fellow tear a passion to tatters, to very rags, to split the ears of the groundlings, who for the most part are capable of nothing but inexplicable dumb shows and noise. I pray you avoid it.
I warrant your honor.
Be not too tame neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action, with this special observance, that you overstep not the modesty of nature. For anything so overdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end, both now and then, was and is to hold, as 'twere, the mirror up to nature, to show virtue her own feature, scorn her own image, and the very age and body of the time his form and pressure. Now, this overdone, or come tardy off, though it make the unskillful laugh, cannot but make the judicious grieve, the censure of the which, one, must in your allowance overweigh a whole theatre of others.
I hope we reform that indifferently with us, sir.
Oh, reform it altogether. Go, make you ready. Oh, how now, my lord, will the king hear this piece of work?
And the queen too, in that presently.
Bid them make haste. Will you two help to hasten them?
Aye, my lord.
Oh, what ho, Horatio.
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
Horatio, thou art e'en as just a man as ere my conversation coped withal.
Oh, my lord.
Oh, nay, do not think I flatter. For what advancement may I hope from thee, that no revenue has but thy good spirits to feed and clothe thee? Why should the poor be flattered? Dost thou hear? Since my dear soul was mistress of her choice, and could of men distinguish, her election hath sealed thee for herself. For thou hast been, as one in suffering all, one that suffers nothing. A man that fortune's rewards and buffets has taken with equal thanks, and blessed are those whose blood and judgment are so well commeddled that they are not a pipe for fortune's finger to sound what stop she please. Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core. Aye, in my heart of hearts, as I do thee. Something too much of this. There is a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes near the circumstance of which I told thee of my father's death. I prithee, when thou seest that act afoot, even with the very comment of thy soul, observe mine uncle. If his occulted guilt do not itself unkindle in one speech, it is a damned ghost that we have seen. Give him heedful note, for mine eyes will rivet to his face, and after we will both our judgments join in the censure of his seeming.
Well, my lord.
They are coming to the play. I must be idle. Get you a place.
Ah, how fares our cousin Hamlet?
Oh, excellent. Well, of the chameleon's dish, I eat the air, promise crammed.
You cannot feed capon so.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now. Oh, my lord, you played once in the university, you say.
That did I, my lord, and was accounted a good actor.
And what did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed at the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
Well, 'twas a brute part of him to kill so capital a cap there. Oh, be the players ready.
Hi, my lord, this day upon your patience.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet, sit by me.
No, good mother, here's metal more attractive. Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean my head upon your lap.
Aye, my lord.
What, did you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
Oh, that's a fair thought to lie between a maid's legs.
What is, my lord?
Oh, no thing.
You are merry, my lord.
Who, I?
I, my lord.
Oh, God, your only jig maker. Why, what should a man do but be merry? For look you how cheerfully my mother sits, and my father's died within, 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Nay, then let the devil wear black, for I'll have a suit of sables. Ah, heavens! Died within 2 months and not forgotten yet. Then there's hope a great man's memory shall outlive his life. Half a year? Marry, this is mitching malleco. It means mischief.
Belike this show imparts the argument of the play.
Oh, well, we shall know by this fellow. The players cannot keep counsel. They'll tell all.
For us and for our tragedy, here, stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently.
Is this a prologue or the posy of a ring?
'Tis brief, my lord.
As woman's love.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. Thy operant powers their functions leave to do. But thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and haply one is kind. For husband shalt thou...
How confound the rest? Such love of needs be treason in my breast. And second husband let me be accursed. None wed the second, but who killed the first.
That's wormwood! Wormwood.
The instances that second marriage move, are base respects of thrift, but none of love. The second time I kill my husband dead when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you think what now you speak, but what we do determine oft we break. So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Nor earth to give me food, nor heaven light. Sport and repose lock me from day and night. Both here and hence pursue me lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be wife.
If she should break it now.
'Tis deeply sworn, sweet. Leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile this tedious day with sleep.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never mischance come between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
Oh, no, they do but jest. Poison in jest. No offense in the world.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. Marry how? Tropically. The play is the image of a murder done in Vienna. The Duke's name's Gonzago, his wife Baptista. You shall see anon. 'Tis a knavish piece of work, but what of that? Your Majesty and we that have free souls, it touches us not. Oh, here's one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You are as good as a chorus, my lord.
I could interpret between you and your love if I could see the puppets dallying.
You are keen, my lord, you are keen.
It would cost you a groaning to take off mine edge.
Still better and worse.
So you do mistake your husbands. Begin, murderer.
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit in time agreed, Confederate season out, no creature seen. Thy natural magic and dire property, unwholesome life, usurp immediate.
He poisons him in the garden for his estate. His name's Gonzago. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
The king rises.
What? Frighted with false fire?
Go first, my lord.
The plague.
Give me some light. Away.
Light.
Oh, let the strucken Diego weep, the heart ungodly play. For some must die while some must sleep, thus runs the world away. Oh, good Horatio, I'll take the ghost's word for 1,000 pounds. Didst proceed?
Oh, I did very well, my lord.
Upon the talk of the poison.
I did very well note him.
Come, some music! Come, the recorders, come!
Good my lord, what give me a word with you?
Sir, a whole history.
The king, sir.
Aye, sir, what
isn't
of
his
him?
retirement marvelous distemper?
With drink, sir.
No, with choler.
Well, then your wisdom should show itself more richer to signify this to the doctor, for me to put him to his purgation would perhaps plunge him into far more choler.
Good my lord, push your discourse into some frame and start not so outly for my fare.
Well, I am tame, sir. Pronounce.
The queen, your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, has sent me to you.
Well, you are welcome.
No, good my lord, this courtesy is not of the right breed. If it shall please you to give me a wholesome answer, I'll do your mother's commandment. If not, your pardon and my return shall be the end of my business.
Yeah, but sir, I cannot.
What, my lord?
Make you a wholesome answer. My wit's diseased, but such an answer as I can make, you shall command. Or as you say, my mother. Therefore, no more but to the matter. My mother, you say.
And thus she says your behavior has struck her into amazement and admiration.
Oh, wonderful son that can so astonish a mother. But is there no sequel at the heels of this mother's admiration? Impart.
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
Oh, well, we shall obey her were she 10 times our mother. Have you any further trade with us?
My lord, you once did love me.
And do still by these pickers and stealers.
Good, my lord. What is your cause of distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your friend.
Sir, I lack advancement.
Well, how can that be when you have the voice of the king himself for your secession in Denmark?
Aye, sir, but while the grass grows, the proverb is something musty. Oh, the recorders! Let me see. 1, 2, withdraw with you. Why do you go about to recover the wind of me as if you would drive me into a toil?
Oh, my lord, if my duty be too bold, my love is too unmannerly.
Oh, I do not well understand that. Will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
Oh, I do beseech you.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
Why, it is as easy as lying. Govern these vintages with your fingers and thumb, give it breath with your mouth, and it will discourse most eloquent music. Look you, these are the stops.
But these cannot, I commend to any utterance of harmony. I have not the skill.
Why, look you now, how unworthy a thing you would make of me. You would play upon me. You would seem to know my stops. You would pluck out the heart of my mystery. You would sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass. And there is much music, excellent voice in this little organ, yet cannot you make it speak blood? Do you think I am easier to be played upon than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will. Though you can fret me, yet cannot you play upon me. God bless you, sir.
Lord, the queen would speak with you, and
Oh,
presently,
do you see yonder cloud that is almost in the shape of a camel?
by the mass, and 'tis like a camel indeed.
Well, methinks it's like a weasel.
Very like a weasel.
Or like a whale?
It is backed like a whale, yes.
Then I will come to my mother by and by. They fool me to the top of my bench. I will come by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Leave me, friends. Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion into the world. Now might I do such bitter business as the day would quake to look upon. Soft. Now to my mother. Let me be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none. How in my words some'er she be shaped.
to give them seals. Never my soul consent.
Like him not, nor stands it safe for us to let his madness range. Therefore prepare you. I will your commission forthwith dispatch, and he to England shall along with you. Arm you, I pray you, to this speedy voyage, for we will fetters put out this fear which now goes too free for you.
We will haste us.
My lord, he is going to his mother's closet. Behind the hours, I'll convey myself to hear the process. Very well, my liege. I'll call upon you ere you go to bed and tell you what I know.
Thanks, Taylor. Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven. Hath the prime and eldest curse upon it. A brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will. My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent, and like a man to double business bound, I stand in pause where I shall first begin, in both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto serves mercy but to confront the visage of prince? And what's in prayer but this twofold force to be forestalled ere we come to fall? The pardon being done. Look up. My fault is past. Oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of the effects for which I did the murder. My crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. Can one be pardoned and retain the offense? In the corrupted currents of the world, offence's gilded hand may shove by justice, and oft 'tis seen the wicked prize itself buys out the law. But 'tis not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in his true nature, and we ourselves compelled even to the teeth and forehead of our faults to give you evidence. What then? What rests? Try what repentance can. What can it not? Yet what can it when one cannot repent? A wretched state! Bosom rack is death. Diamond soul that's struggling to be free on more engaged. Help, angels! Make essay! Bow stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel be soft as sinews to the newborn babe, and all may be well. I do it. Pat! Now he is praying, and now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven, and so I am revenged. That would be scanned. A villain kills my father. And for that, I, his sole son, do this same villain sin to heaven? And that's higher in salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad blown as flush as May, and how his audit stands, who knows save heaven? But in our circumstance and course of thought, 'tis heavy. And am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. Up, sword, and know thou a more horrid hint. When he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, at game a-swearing, or about some act that hath no relish of salvation in it, then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days. words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Do lay hold of him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear, and that your grace hath stood and screened between much heat and him. I'll silence me even here. Pray you, be round with him.
Mother! Mother!
Won't you fear me
Mother!
not? Withdraw, I hear him coming.
Now, Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come! Sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you. What? How? How now? Rat? Dead for a ducat? Dead! Dead!
I am slain. Only what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
What rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
Kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Oh, thou wretched, rash, intruding fool! Farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy is of some danger. Peace! Leave wringing of your hands. Sit you down, and let me wring your heart. For so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff. If damned custom have not brazed it so that it be proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, plucks off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love, and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dicer's oaths. Oh, such a deed has from the body of contraction plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words. Heaven's face doth glow o'er this solidity and compound mass, but Trisple's business as a gift of doom is thought sick at the act.
Ay me, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
Look you here upon this picture, and on this. The counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars to threaten and command, a station like the herald Mercury new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill, a combination and a form indeed, where every god did seem to set his seal to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. Look you now what follows. Here is your husband. Like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday in the blood is tame. It's humble and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Shame. Where is thy blush? Rebellious hell, if thou canst mutine in a matron's bones, to flaming youth let virtue be as wax, and melt in her own fire. Proclaim no shame when the compulsive ardor gives the charge, since frost itself as actively doth burn, and reason panders will.
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turns my eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and grained spots as will not leave their
Oh,
taint.
nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an steaming bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty.
Speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter my ears. No more sweet
A
and
murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your preceded lord, a cutpurse of the empire and of the rule, that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket, a king of shreds and patches. Save me, and hover over me with you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
he's mad.
Do you not come your tardy son to chide? That lapsed in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command? Oh, say!
Do not forget, this visitation serves but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakest body's strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you, that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal do hold discourse? O gentle son, upon the heated flame of thy distemper sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him! On him! Look you, how pale he glares, his form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones would make them capable. Do not look upon me, lest with this piteous action you convert my stern effects, then what I have to do will want's true color, tears, perchance for blood.
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all, yet all that is I see.
Nor do you nothing here?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Look you how pale he, oh my father! It has happened as he lived. Look where he goes out, even at the portal.
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation ecstasy is very coming in.
Ecstasy. My pulse, as yours, doth temperately keep time and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Put me to the test, and I the matter will reward which madness would gamble from. Mother, for the love of grace, confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past. Avoid what is to come, and do not spread the weeds on the compost to make them ranker.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Throw away the other part, and live the pure with the other half. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Refrain tonight, and that shall kind of lend an easiness to the next abstinence. Of this same Lord I do repent. But heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him, and will answer well the death I gave him. So good night, mother. I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus bad begins, and worse remains behind. One word more, good lady.
What shall I do?
This by no means do I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to his bed. Pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, or for a pair of reachy kisses, or paddling in your neck with his damned fingers, make you to ravel all this matter out, that I, essentially, am not in madness, but mad in craft.
Be thou sure, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England. You know that?
Alack, I had forgot.
is so concluded on.
This same man shall set me packing. I lug the guts into the neighbor room. So good night, mother. This counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave. He was in life a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.
Where is your son?
My own lord, what I have seen tonight.
What, Gertrude? How is Hamlet?
Mad. As the sea and wind when both contend which is the mightier. In his lawless fit, behind the arrows hearing something stood, whips out his rapier cries, harass, and in his brainish apprehension kills the unseen. Good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. Who's been so with us? We've been there. His liberty is full of threats to all. How shall this bloody deed be answered? Where is he gone?
To draw about the body he hath killed. He weeps for what is done.
The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we shall ship him hence. Ho, Guildenstern! Friends, both, go join you with some further aid. Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go, seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. Pray your hastiness. Come, Gertrude, we'll call up our wisest friends and tell them both what we mean to do, and what's untimely done. Oh, come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed.
Hamlet!
Oh, but
Lord
soft. What
Hamlet!
noise? Who calls on Hamlet? Here they come.
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Compounded it with dust whereto 'tis kin.
Tell us where 'tis, that we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it,
Believe what?
that I can keep your counsel and not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge. What replication should be made by the son of a king?
Take you me for a sponge, my lord?
Aye, sir, that soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such officers do the king's best service in the end. When he needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you, and sponge you shall be dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
I am glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in the foolish ear.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and go with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing
A thing, my lord?
of nothing. Bring me to him. Hi, folks, and all after!
How dangerous is it that this man goes loose? Yet must we not put the strong law in him, to bear all smooth and even, the sudden sending him away must seem deliberate policy. How now, what hath befallen?
When the dead body is bestowed, my lord, we cannot get from him.
Where is he?
Without, my lord, guarded to know your pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Ho! Bring in the lord!
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
Supper where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes but to 1 table. That's the end.
Alas, alas.
A man may fish with the worm that hath fed of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed of that worm.
What dost thou mean by this?
Nothing, but to show you how a king may go a progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven! Send thither to see. But if your messenger find him not there, Seek him in the other place yourself. But, indeed, if you find him not within this month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby. Go. Seek him then. Oh! He will stay till you come.
Hamlet, this deed for thine especial safety which we do tender, as dearly as we grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare yourself. The associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it if thou knowest our purposes.
Oh, I see a cherub that sees them. Let's come. For England. Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. And so, my mother. Come. For England.
Tempting with speed before delay not. I'll have you hence tonight. Away, for everything is sealed and done, and else then on the event. And England, if my love thou hold'st set out, thou mayst not coldly set a sovereign process, which imports at full, by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic in my blood, he rages, and thou must kill me. Till I know it's done. However I have my choice would ne'er be come.
Whose powers are these, sir?
They are of Norway, sir,
With how purpose, sir, I pray you?
against some part of Poland.
Well, who commands them, sir?
The nephew to old Norway, Fortebras.
Goes it for the main of Poland or for some frontier?
We go to gain a little patch of ground that hath in it no profit but the name. To pay 5 ducats, 5! I would not farm it, nor will it yield to Norway or the Pole a ranker rate, should it be sold in fee.
Well, then the Polak will never defend it.
It's already guaranteed.
I humbly thank you, sir.
God be with you, sir.
Will please you go, my lord?
Go a little before. I will be with you straight. How all occasions do inform against me, and spur my dull revenge. What is a man, if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast, no more. Sure he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not that capability and godlike reason to fuss in us unused. Now, whether it be bestial oblivion, or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which quartered hath but 1 part wisdom, and ever 3 parts coward, I do not know why yet I live to say this things to do. Sith I have cause, and means, and strength, and will to do it. Rightly to be great is not to stir without great argument, but greatly to find quarrel in a straw when honor's at the stake. How stand I, then, that have a father killed, a mother stained, excitements of my blood and reason, and let all sleep, while to my shame I see the imminent death of 20,000 men who go to their graves like beds, fight for a plot whereon the numbers cannot try the cause. It is not tomb enough or continent to hide the slain. Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing worth.